competition coming out from the Aussie boys. I don't want to harp on them too much. We are, of course, an unbiased stream, Jordan. And we'll do our very, very best to do the unbiased things. But look, we do still have to speak about them. They are still part of this series. I think they'll do very well, especially Atletico. Look, we haven't really actually spoken too much about Atletico, but they've added in a very, very good player, very experienced player in Linksy as well to this roster. And while he's not quite Luke 12, he's probably the closest thing you're going to get. He's also not Australian, he's New Zealand, so I can talk about him. And here is the other Australian team, Sweet Soul, getting the Australian region off to a perfect start with a nice flip of the UAZ. But we are finally into match one, Jordan, here for the PUBG Continental Series Charity Showdown APAC edition. We're going south early. Of course, we get a nice, delicious circle. The driving skills, leaving a little bit to be desired.
Well, I think in that instance, Basil was trying to run someone over, so you can cut 6 sacks out as well. So I can only imagine this is going to go poorly for 1405.
I love the tongue twister, though, that's embedded in that name as well. Tonka is going to pick up this kill onto 1405. He just seems like oblivious to this as well. Tonka gets the kill.
Well, I guess that
Six Sacks did most of the work, though.
Yeah, he did. But like when you consider the fact that this is... They did. And I believe he actually ended up on one of the other teams that is in this competition. I can't remember the name of the team, but he's in there somewhere. I saw him in the in that show match. Oh, Tony gets taken down. Gems to pick up the frag there for QC. And Q Confirm, as they would actually be known, is one of the, I'd say one of the more interesting teams coming into this competition. It looks like they might actually have a little bit more of a Zoid mate as well, I might say, while we're just having a bit of a pause.
He's got a lot of good photos, doesn't he? Poochie's going to put the knockdown onto Flood over in the kill feed. I love the different poses. You've got Killer with the thumbs down. I'm not sure if you saw before, but JLEO actually had his cat in his profile picture. They trade with Vanotica. 19 cent.
Fury was keeping an eye on things there down towards Milta as well, but they've decided to rotate back on out. Here we go for JLEO.
Oh
no!
Fortunately, the M16 is not really what you want in this situation, although it does still get the elimination onto Jayers. Smokes will come out, but he's obviously got the rest of Q Confirm making their way over. You can actually see in the background DRC getting into their vehicles. Anquan. Just wonder if they're just going to send it over
for the
here.
help.
Yeah. Gems is on that high ground, though, going to get the immediate knockdown. Molotov and Smoke to delay the push. Unfortunately, though, for JLEO, his team has been delayed in making their way over. I believe it's only 74R1 remaining. It is. Time is running out, and it looks like Q Confirm will eventually confirm JLEO. Although he does have the M416 now, that's going to be a lot better than the M16. They've got to be careful here, Q Confirm.
Buying him some time. He's actually managed to get some healing off here. The bandages and the Red Bull. He's just going to try and put a smoke down for himself, a nade down for himself as well. Keep these guys at bay. I'm not sure how long that is going to last. Surely he runs out of utility sooner or later, and QC is just going to try and breach him.
Well, doesn't need any words in the end. That was always going to be a hopeless effort for JLEO. Did everything he really could. I've got to give him credit. Used all of the utility that he had, all of the utility that was available in that building as well. Wasn't enough, and they also lost Anquan technically in that exchange as well to Gems from Q Confirm. So they confirmed 2 in the end. As we look over towards Fury Australia, for those who aren't aware, it's actually the former Incognito roster from all the way back in 2019, for those who maybe remember.
Rotation for them. Saki might have a chance to find himself an early kill here as he sees a team rotating past him in front of him. Looks like no luck there. The spray just not quite on point, but I think he's got some teammates. Yeah, Bad Guy actually on the opposite side of this ridge. So they've actually rotated essentially into a bit of a flank here, and CES is surrounding everyone at the moment.
The Esports, see if they can pick up any knockdowns. Burium United Esports was the team that was being shot at by Saki. Divine have pushed in 3 teams over at Yellows. Although they are no longer yellow. Basil's going to get Naja. There goes the MVP from Thailand. And Burium, unfortunately, unable to turn their form around here, at least for match 1. Luckily, there are 20 games overall over the next 2 weeks. And Esports, though, mixing things up. Bad Guy is in the precarious position. FURIA Australia, though, Jordan, on the horizon. You can see to the top right of your screen, they're going to probably get in the fold as well soon. This is
Victim
not
FTF.
looking good for, Victim FTF. They've lost entry fragger. He's definitely not going to be getting in any entry frags in this game.
Yeah, they've got a few players headed in that direction. I think that's Phoenix Gaming that is pushing in on top of them. It is indeed Hungbo Ditch. And he's found himself actually in a bit of a ditch, interestingly enough. Needs to keep his head down because man is keeping an eye on his position. But in reality, the last player alive for his team, and he's got a couple of Phoenix Gaming players pushing in that direction. As soon as these smokes fade, he is going to be in trouble. A 1-on-2 for him to try and salvage it. He does manage to get the knock early, and now it's a 1-on-1.
They've botched this up here, Phoenix Gaming. Man holding on for Victim. We'll see whether or not... I believe that's meant to be FTF, by the way, not VTF. Seems like that might be a mistake there. And we're just seeing Team Ferox have been completely decimated. Bit of friendly fire there because they had Extreme and Lynxy picking up 2 kills for Atletico on for Ferox.
Tight. Uh-oh.
Well, unfortunately for Hongvo Ditch, he'll be buried in the ditch. 14 teams remaining, 16 minutes gone. Time for FURIA Australia's Wakagamuk out to join the fray, push up towards the woods. You confirm, of course, have held that compound, but they've also given up the higher ground as well. Fury should be able to take this for themselves. It's a decent push in here for phase 4. 47 alive, and I probably would say, Jordan, it's going as I expected for at least match 1. A mixed bag between some aggressive plays and some teams that are just looking to play for position, play a little bit safer, a little bit slower, get a feel, see where everyone's dropping, see where everyone's moving. Nice shots from 19 Cent. He's on target, and he takes out reality. First kill of the game for Division X Gaming. And really what should be 2 more free kills to follow. Burium Esports have definitely not had the start they would have liked. The circle shifted away from them, and as they've sort of landed on the beach, well, they're just going to get
the lighthouse, but actually not going to elect to go underneath the bridge and up through the easier route. They're going for a bit of a swim here.
Hi, Saki. Bye, Saki. Good Meow's going to pick up the kill. And for Cerberus Esports, we kind of gave them a bit of a prop up early on, Jordan, in the pre-show, and they're falling to pieces here. Bad Guy, Basil remain inside of the blue. Burium Esports, they've made light of a bad situation after losing a player earlier. Nikki's going to take some pot shots as well. Third party comes in from Divine Esports. That's going to be the knockdown. So much for that good situation. I completely jinxed them there. I feel horrible. Burium Esports down to 1 player remaining. It's Konaxi. At least he's not inside of the blue. It's not looking good still, though, for Basil. Divine Esports, the cream of the crop right now, out of yellows. They're going to be able to push forward.
Well, you always want to be that team that's managing to kind of gatekeep everyone else, because there's a bunch of points on offer, not only from the kills, but the placements once you do get out as well. Bad Guy is being a bit of a bad guy as well. He's sitting inside of the blue here. He's causing problems for all of the other teams that are trying to rotate on out. And I guess it's the analogy of if I can't make it out, neither can you. For now, CES still sitting in the blue.
Going to root back to tag onto Levi's, though. This is actually pretty decent for Made in Thailand. Duckman's inside the blue, struggling to make his way in. You can see how low he is actually getting in the bottom left. He's going to die. He's going to drown, or he's just going to go out to the blue. So, Myth lose their star player here. Still only into phase 5. We've still got at least another 10, 12 minutes or so in this first match of the day. Bad Guy continues to be that bad guy. Finds a double knockdown onto MC and Levi's, although he's going to be traded out by Turtle, who picks up the elimination after 74-01 from DIC. Actually got the knock. It's stolen, though. Turtle and Nikki, the last 2 alive for Divine Esports. Not inside of the next circle, though, for phase 5. They will have to move eventually, and Basil's on their back. Over to the other side of the map where we actually haven't...
Yeah, but taking a look at the positioning here, Atletico seem to be in a nice spot. Extreme, right behind the tree, is going to be able to deal with that rotation on in. He was backed up by Zoidmate. Lynxy out on the flank as well, up to the north inside the field. It's a bit of an awkward position for Atletico to play from.
Jordan, that I've got confirmation that it's actually Pew Chills, or, Poo Chills. I don't know how you get chills from that, but yeah.
There you go. The more you know. It might be something to do with the language.
The W.
You know, sometimes
I reckon,
letters
yeah.
sound different in a different language.
Well, he does go out, so we won't have to say his name, at least for this match. Gems gets a knockdown onto Teddy. Linksy from the blue, though, steals man. And there goes Victim FTF from Indonesia. CJ just spraying into the smoke, seeing what he can find. It's actually Killer, though, from Archangel Predator, who gets the knockdown onto Venetica inside of that smoke. CJ just spots Mighty pushing from one smoke to the other. The nade is out. It's the only one he's got, though. 2 kills for Archangel Predator. Can he find any more? Mighty's able to push back, but if he keeps going any further, he's going to run straight into Atletico. Extreme with the barrel, the 3 times. Mighty gets the knockdown onto Zoid, but Extreme is able to get the trade. Question is, can they get the revive on Zoid? Atletico getting pushed on here by Archangel Predator from the Philippines. Jordan, this is not looking good for the boys in yellow.
No, definitely not. Mad Dog and Killer are certainly headed in the direction of Extreme and Zoid, mate. But that's a nice one to pick up for Extreme. Unfortunately, at least for him, he's getting shot from a different direction. Third parties everywhere. Archangel Predator will just slow down the engagement and look to get those revives. Oh. Extreme did get picked up, but he got knocked back down straight away. And then Zoid mate fell as well. That's the end of Atletico out in 9th place. And Archangel Predator have actually set themselves up with a fairly nice rotate in, given that they're out on the western side of this map, and there's not a whole lot going on there for them.
Well, in terms of a team who's pretty happy with this phase 6 circle, it's got to be FURIA towards GC. It does seem like Tonkay knows that they're in that position, though, Jordan. MBK, wow, Maxonus has just lit him up. Can he get the second onto Long K? No. But they've at least got the information that they know they're inside of that shack. It should be pretty easy for them to confirm them at some point.
That said, they're going to have to turn around and they're going to have to be aware of Made in Thailand, who are starting to, I guess, telegraph their intentions. It is going to be a tunnel of smokes that they'll try to use to get into this compound. They're taking fire from FURIA Australia, who are very well established in the center of the circle right now and really looking to frag out. And that's something that we see this team really do very, very well. Toward the late stages of every given round, FURIA is a team that does like to go aggressive and does like to look for those frags. So you could be very careful, I think, if you're in an engagement with them in a position like this.
On Boyet, just pushing up to the shack. Maxonus, though, watching the right-hand side angle. Tonkay's on top. Has to be careful, though, playing that sort of position. Any teams with eyes on the location might be able to spot him. Minoru's been finished off by Juicy. And he's going to be thrown out. But Tino's going to send Homeboy out of the game. 7th place for Miss. Sapow's going to be spotted by CJ, pushing down the hill. Now falls back for safety. Gets what he wanted, which was the initial knock. Didn't want it to return fire from 19 Cent. CJ does have Killer above him as well for extra help. And now they're going to get into that 1v1. 19 Cent is going to be able to get the knockdown onto CJ18. Tonkay from a long way. He's going to be able to get a tag back.
Smoke's fading.
Just force out the first aid kit.
Not sure how much longer 19 Cent has got here, to be honest. That smoke's faded. He's got players right on top of him as well. But for now, he seems to be okay. Archangel Predator have given up that chase. Although, Calb's turning around and 19 Cent has been spotted. So they are still aware that there's a player on their back line. The blue pushing at his back does mean that he now has to start to make his way forward and will be knocked by Golden Cat. Maxonus from the other side of the map. It was always going to be a tough rotate in for 19 Cent, but luckily, he's still got a couple of teammates that are alive.
If you can find anything here, even just one kill, they'll be happy with that. They've already got the placement points at least confirmed as they're going to finish top 6. Molotov just to deny entry for now, but it's a matter of when rather than if, you'd have to think here, Jordan.
Certainly seems that way. Going to try and put down as much utility as he can, the Molotovs, just to try and deny any push here for Golden Cat. But if they can get rid of him, they can take control of this warehouse, and that's going to give them actually some pretty good cover into the late stages of this game. See if 74L1 can cause too many problems, though. If he can find maybe 1 or 2. The flashes, though, are good, and they're already in. There's absolutely nothing that he's going to be able to do about that. And a great take from QC.
5 kills as we move over to the other exchange that was happening in the meantime while Golden Cat were cleaning out 74L1. Fury on the top on the northern side. Golden Cat still with 4 alive.
Jarman trying to put some damage into the Australian boys.
Xiaoman gets more than just damage. He gets the knockdown onto Juxi. Gems from a distance, even with the red dot landing tags. Both Gems and Xiaoman playing extremely well right now for QC, and this is their time to push up. If they're going to have any sort of time to push away from the blue, now is that time. But it also looks like Golden Cat are going to collapse onto Fury as well. They're going to get it from both sides here. Unfortunate. Both of the Thailand teams are going to push straight onto Fury. The smokes are up, but it's not going to be enough to stop Xiaoman. He's already picked up 5 kills. He wants to make it 7. Once these are confirmed, it will be just that, and he's got them in a pinch. Only 1 standing for Fury. Xiaoman gets 1. He gets only 1, though. Well, actually, in the end, he gets 2. But Maxonus is the one who picks up for Golden Cat. They've arrived. And for QC, it goes from Fury to now GC. Unfortunately, it's a 2 versus 4 disadvantage. But that's one way to start it to try and get it back into your favor. Gems gets Maxonus. Xiaoman gets Tonkei. All of a sudden, Jordan, it's a 2 versus 2.
Well, we might be starting to get a bit of an idea as to why they performed so well in Season 4 of OSL, because they have actually put some big numbers on top of GC right now, and there might be one more. Not quite tell who it is. 6 Sacks that dives into that smoke, and he's going to survive for now. Of course, no one can see him, but my goodness. Golden Cats have just been really demolished by these 2 players from QC. Division X Gaming, who have been sitting quite idle for the moment, have decided now is the time to strike, and it's the perfect time to strike as well, as they find themselves in a 2-on-2 for the win.
Oh no, 6 Sacks has been completely bailed out from MBK and Division X Gaming, and now Tino gets MBK, so only Long K remains. All of a sudden, Golden Cat looked like they were going to come second. It looked like Q Confirm were going to win this game. Xiaoman did everything right. But some 2 snaky boys from the Shack come and play spoil. Golden Cat come away with the win. 8-kill win. A deserved win in the end as well, but Q Confirm would be feeling dirty in that 3rd place, thanks to MBK and Division